Hi, and welcome to the next episode of Belly to Belly. And we're here today to talk about SelectUSA preparation. And we're with a great friend, Christine Rafiekian from SelectUSA's Select Global Women in Tech, or SGWIT. Welcome, Christine.
Thank you so much, Bill. It's great to be with you.
It's wonderful. Now, you had a fancy way of saying SGWIT. How should I be pronouncing that?
We call the program SGWIT.
SGWIT. Okay. So from now on, SGWIT. So, and that's a great place to start. So our listeners are companies that are coming to SelectUSA, are thinking about coming to SelectUSA, and also all the support network that helps companies around SelectUSA. So it would really be wonderful to start with the SGWIT program and what it does and how it helps the women who are looking to bring their companies into the U.S.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for the question. So the SelectUSA Select Global Women in Tech program, or SGWIT, as we call it, really aims to promote American competitiveness and technology leadership by attracting talented women leaders in emerging technology sectors to spur economic growth and support women's economic empowerment globally. So under the umbrella of SelectUSA's year-round services, we provide services to support tech startups specifically in their US expansion efforts. And what that looks like is geographically neutral data and counseling services, connections to federal agencies and our vast network of economic development organizations, access to a mentorship network for women, which we'll talk about in a little more depth, and then networking opportunities, not just on site at the SelectUSA Investment Summit, which we'll talk about, and then through year-round programming. So part of the way that we do this is by creating space to, as you said, representatives from the US startup ecosystem. So that can include service providers, support organizations like accelerators and incubators, universities, research organizations, and funding organizations. And I'd like to,
well, I'm sorry,
go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, is there a specific profile of company that, kind of fits best? Obviously, you're saying in tech. So, can you maybe expand on that a little bit?
Definitely, yeah. So our SelectUSA tech startups meet a couple of different criteria. One, they're headquartered outside the United States. They're developing an innovative technology product or service, and they're looking to enter the US market within the next 2 to 3 years. So that's kind of the fundamental baseline criteria. Then in addition to that, there are 3 additional criteria that the startups need to meet at least one of. They need to be either 0 to 10 years old, or have 0 to 40 employees, or have 0 to $10 million in annual revenue. So they just need to meet one of those 3 criteria, which are how we help define what is a startup. But within that range, we can support, idea stage, early stage, and growth stage startups.
Fantastic. Cool. And, the companies that are coming to SelectUSA, certainly there are some that have, may already have some customers in the US. There are some that, this will be their first trip to the US besides their first trip to SelectUSA. And they're very likely not familiar with how to take advantage of SGWIT and getting the most out of sort of being on site and all the programming that you're going to be doing. How as you think about sort of that, I often think of it like, SelectUSA does a great job of sort of setting up the gym, but most people have a personal trainer to advise them of how to take advantage of the gym. And I guess I'm kind of looking at you as a personal trainer. How do we take advantage of all the great sort of assets and resources there?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of opportunities on site at the Investment Summit for our tech startups, specifically including taking advantage of space in the SelectUSA Tech Pavilion, which is within the exhibition hall, where startups can present and share their product or service and also network with other participants, including representatives from the startup ecosystem. We also have what we call investment academy sessions. Those are informational sessions on investment trends and have key opportunities in different industry subsectors, and then can get into workshops and other types of kind of informational sessions. We have industry pitching sessions that the startups can apply to, where they can pitch their product or service in front of a panel of judges and an audience. And then there are other networking opportunities like industry networking sessions, which occur in between the pitching sessions. And we have what we call the SelectUSA Show app, where startups can set up one-on-one meetings with economic development officials, accelerators, incubators, and other investment summit attendees. So those are just some of the ways that you can use your time on site. We also have exclusive opportunities just for our Select Global Women in Tech Mentorship Network participants. And I want to share a little bit more about that program too, which kicks off at the Investment Summit but runs year round. But before I do that, just want to make sure you didn't have any other questions about the Investment Summit specifically.
No, that would be great. Yeah, please share some more on the program.
Excellent. So we're really proud of our Select Global Women in Tech Mentorship Network. It's a year-long program, like I said, that kicks off at the Investment Summit, and it offers our participants access to an experienced mentor from the U.S. startup ecosystem, which will serve as an informational resource on challenges that startups face in scaling, promoting, fundraising, and establishing their business in the United States. We also have an exclusive networking platform where members of the community can connect and access resources and information that we provide. Of course, the participants have access to SelectUSA's data and counseling services, and then we offer educational content, webinars, workshops, virtual networking events, and networking opportunities on site at the Investment Summit. So for our upcoming cohort, the participants in this program are going to be grouped into pods for group mentoring and informational support on an as-needed basis throughout the year. And the company participants can indicate their interest on their Investment Summit application. There is a one-on-one match opportunity as well. It has limited availability, but the application includes more information about who we recommend that might be a good fit for and how to express interest in that.
Cool.
So, and then on site at the Investment Summit, you'll find that the SGWIT Mentorship Network participants have, like I said, exclusive networking opportunities. And we really encourage our participants to take advantage of that time on site to meet other participants in the program. This is really the one opportunity to kind of meet other participants on site. So, connect with one another, mentees and mentors, start to build a sense of community, and know that this is a mentee-driven experience. So it's created by trying to meet those mentee needs, and it really can be whatever the participants make of it. So the more that they invest time in trying to build those relationships, follow through on the connections they make, it's going to be a more fruitful experience.
That's the gym metaphor coming through again, right? If we don't use the equipment, it's the gym just sits dormant and collects dust. So yeah, you got to exercise for sure. So I would imagine one question that is on our viewers' mind, and maybe the kind of the last question is, what's the cost?
Yeah. So early stage tech startups are eligible for discounted registration to the Investment Summit if they meet all of the criteria that I mentioned before. So that means 0 to 10 years old and 0 to 40 employees and $0 to $10 million in annual revenue. That's a flat rate of $775 for all 4 days of the Investment Summit. And then for those eligible for the mentorship network, so those women startups, that includes the mentorship network, the year-long program.
So in other words, there's no cost for the SGWIT program other than you have to attend SelectUSA.
Exactly. You apply for the mentorship network through the Investment Summit application, and there's no additional cost for the mentorship network.
Cool. Yeah, no, I'm sure that would be a primary question for folks. Yeah,
definitely. And for those startups that are not eligible for the discount, the rate does vary depending on when you apply. So the Investment Summit website is the best place to look.
Sure. No, fantastic. Well, Christine, this has been really wonderful, and yeah, I know that you've had a few good years of doing the program, and certainly the program just continues to grow, and people are getting so much out of it. So congratulations on what you've done so far, and certainly looking forward to the great class you'll have this year.
Yes, thank you. And, we really appreciate the support of our startup ecosystem members like yourself who are engaging in the program and serving as mentors. We can't do it without you guys.
Cool. Well, we'll see you in June.
Excellent. See you then.